Hello, what is going on? My name is Jeremy or Germs PC, and welcome to this kind of update video on some of the new updates that Untup.in has brought within that year and a half that I haven't really made a video on Untapped. So hopefully this is a good little second video for anybody interested in playing on Untapped. And yeah, we're gonna just get right into it here. As you can see, I'm actually on the Untapped.in app. So they actually now have an app that you can download and play with other people, and the UI obviously looks just fantastic here. So as you can see, not many of my decks have changed, and I'm actually guessing that a few of them might have cards banned at this point. But we're gonna take a little look here and go through this. I've not had much time playing Magic, but hopefully this kind of serves as a change for you, and we can take a look at exactly what's changed. So let's look here. And overall, it looks somewhat the same, but there are some what looks to be better search functions here. And now there's a better way, what it looks like, to change the name of the deck. I've always had issues with the previous versions of Untap where you don't really know where to change your name, but it looks like right here at the top middle is just a very easy way to change the name of your deck. You can exit out of here, I'm assuming, without making any changes. And there's obviously the save button right here. So from the look of it, you can also select which kind of format you're looking for. So I'm looking for a modern format. So I'd assume if I'm looking for, let's say, like Volcanic Island, it won't actually let me find it. Yeah, so look, it won't even let me use Volcanic Island because it doesn't exist in the format. So I guess by that same remark, let me just search Wasteland real quick. And actually, oh, so it will, but it'll still be in red if it's not in the right format. If I would go Legacy, there we go. See, it goes out of red. So definitely a great UI change to be seen, and it gives a little bit more information on exactly how to build the deck. It looks like also if you just now left click on the card instead of having to search through all the different versions here and right clicking and stuff, if you just left click right here, you can change the set of whatever card that you would like. And there are many alternate arts that the community has made. And this is just a fantastic way to kind of add your own flair to a deck. I like obviously certain artworks as well. So this is just a great way to do this. And on the other side, you can see, I believe they take this from Card Kingdom. Yeah, it looks like Card Kingdom prices. You can actually see live prices for how much the deck would cost if you were to buy this, in person at any given moment. So that API change is fantastic because obviously Untap is still a free to play way to play Magic the Gathering and many other CCGs. So being able to price out a deck that you try out here is a fantastic thing to do. Um, so obviously that's just a great thing to see. And I'm assuming if I click this link, it would just actually add all the cards to you in the lowest price possible to your cart, so you could check out if you wanted to. So yeah, I mean, it looks like you can also search the card if you want to just search it. Maybe you accidentally added the wrong name and you added, you want to champion to the unperished or something like that, so you can just get rid of champion, and then there you go. Or I guess it's perished. It's quite a funny name there. I really love what they did for that in that set. And yeah, let's look at another feature here. So um, you can also, here we go, add it to different parts of your board. Obviously, if it's a token, you don't want this sitting in, your main deck or something like that. Or if it's your companion, you obviously want that in your sideboard. So, and while also brainstorming, you have a maybe board here. So let's say, I'm thinking about putting in a champion of unperished. So let's put it in the maybe board. And as you can see here, this is a board that will not be activated. It's not in your main board, not in your sideboard. It's in your, maybe you want the board. So if you're trying to make an EDH deck, this looks like a fantastic way to try to, do it. So yeah, that's another great feature. And as always, you get the added benefit of being able to see exactly how many cards you have. So this is 60 cards and then 18 unique cards, I believe. So there's 18 unique cards here. Same thing with this. There are 8 unique cards here but they add up to 15 cards. So um, a great way to look at this. And as well, I've actually used this before in the past. If you go back out of here, it should let you, let's see here, there used to be a way to do it. Actually get a CSV of the deck in itself, so that you can, save it as a deck list potentially. You can raw input it. So that's just another great feature for Untap. But that's obviously been there for a while. Um, as a regular user, you get 10 decks in total, and these can be of any, CCG. I played a little bit of Pokemon trading cards, some old school Pokemon with a friend of mine last month, and it went just as seamlessly. And as you can see, there are just an absolute massive amount of different CCGs, anything that you could possibly want in here, and a few that I haven't even heard of myself. So overall, just a lot of um, you know good stuff being added to this stuff. So yeah, let's actually just look at Pokemon right here, and let's just do old school deck. And let's take a look here. So yeah, it looks like you can import from URL. So I'm actually curious to try this out a little bit. So and then you can obviously, as before, you can paste in if you have just the list, you can do that. But this has basically any Charizard, any card that you could possibly want. As you can see, there's from um many different eras, and if you don't see the card that you want, you can always just add a new card to their database. And but they're pretty good at updating if it's in the format, or even if it's part of the new set. They're very good at doing that. And overall, there's just been some great changes going on here. I actually want to look at um potentially going into a game here. So let's just test this. And I would like to let's just do yeah, let's let it go. Friends only. Yeah, there we go. And let's do test do not enter. Don't want any of my friends entering. And there's a Discord. I'll link the Discord in the description. Uh and you can actually see um what other people are playing. And they obviously have support as well. And as always, Untap is a free software. So if you're able to donate any amount of money, this power up thing right here is your place to go. So let's enter this real quick. And let's take a look. So I know they changed a lot of the UI here, and the hotkeys here are shown, but the overall performance of this just looks so much better. And yeah, we can still shuffle. And now finally, I myself was not a big fan of the way that they made you hover over to actually um choose different parts of the deck. You can now click and you can get all of the things, and you don't have to keep hovering to get it. So yeah, you can draw 7 here. And yeah, I actually believe this is the same deck that I played last year, crazy enough. But it's still very seamless. And you can obviously click this now. You don't have to hover over this. You can click, and it has all of the stuff for you. There's the pivot, and then unpivot is just right there for you as some of the first stuff. You can add counters now very seamlessly. You can also add now the amounts with the counter, instead of having to click up like you were before. And obviously right click and left click are your up and down. So that is still a great feature. And I guess you can also do this. There's this as well that you can do. You can shake it as always, and it actually shows now the hotkey that you can use. And then targeting, well, I don't have anything else on the field, but target obviously does that. So you would click it, and then H would shake it, because it really doesn't know what you're talking about unless you underline it. So some great UI things, and something that I obviously like to see. You can also do plus or minus on your keyboard, and it blows up the image, because I find it's a little bit hard sometimes to see. So being able to blow it up if you have a smaller screen is just one of those other great features that is just great. So yeah, we're gonna take a look here. at some other features, and the first thing I want to see is exactly what the deck looks like. You know, I want to expand the deck. I want to find a card, and as you can see, it's still this, but you now actually get the search. If you want a specific, say you want a forest, you know, you can search for a forest. Say you want basically any card, it's all here for you, and you no longer can really misclick with that, and it's just a great feature to have. And there's also the reveal, there's the shuffle, um, and it's just a lot of features that I like to see, and the innovation that I like to see as well. So I believe there's also, yeah, there's voice now, and I'm not going to test that out, um, for obvious reasons, given that I'm recording and I don't know what the next player is going to say if they enter. But there's now a voice mode too. So personally, I know I'm a very vocal Magic the Gathering player. I don't really do well with just seeing how things work. I wanna talk to the opponent, and you know, it also has less confusion if you're actively telling your opponent what you're doing as you're doing it. So I really like that vocal aspect of Magic the Gathering, and the microphone really helps with that. Not everyone obviously has it, but I'm assuming a lot of the more experienced players on the server will have that microphone for you. So um, yeah, it's just obviously a great thing, and there's some more. Actually, oh, you can just automatically select a size too, which is fantastic, as well as a few other options now for while you're inside the game state. So these are some more new options that weren't implemented before. Sorry about that. I just accidentally tabbed up. I wanted to, you know, just refresh a little bit, maybe get a glass of water so you guys don't have to hear me drinking, and yeah, just talk a little bit more about this. So these are just some great changes. I'm obviously gonna leave this game, and there's now finally, I believe this happened after I had made my first video. There's now you can now change your username. I believe it's once every 6 months. Yeah, every 60 days. Oh wow, even better. Um, I'm so glad they added that function. I've been asking for that for a while. So I'm happy that they were able to add that up. And you know, as always, they rely on the support of the community. So there are some great perks, as you can see on the screen, for you if you end up deciding to want to give money to Untap, which, you know, they're obviously one of the more fair and you know, less expensive versions of Magic. You know, if I wanted to play Moto, a modern deck would cost me $300-400. You know, Legacy deck would cost me somewhere between $200-300. Even if I wanted to rent it, it's less to just donate a little bit for them and just support the community here, because they have a great thing going, I think, here. And I want to see where this goes, because they have just been innovating like crazy. So I think that's gonna do it for today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, like and subscribe. I don't really post here much. I really just tried to do a few informative videos here and there as I see fit. So, you know, here are just some more functions that I found as a kind of maybe afterthought for the original tutorial. So, thanks so much, and